Hi boys and girls, tonight's video is going to be on subtraction with regrouping. Today's lesson will demonstrate the regular math algorithm to subtract when regrouping is necessary. You'll be learning how to also subtract across zeros. Be sure you have written down today's date and the title of this lesson, which is subtraction with regrouping. Also remember that you want to include at least 2 examples. Okay, let's get started. So first we're going to start with using a grid for us to rewrite the number. Boys and girls, you cannot subtract this way, especially when regrouping is necessary. So it's going to be really important that you write the number down and line the numbers up very carefully. So we have 637, 350 minus 43,330. I'm sorry, that's an 8. Need my glasses. 832. But notice how each column lines up nicely. This was a 0. So I'm always going to start, as you know, at the ones. So 0 take away 2. I can't do it. So I'm going to go to the tens before it and borrow 1. And then I'm going to add that 1 to the 0, and that becomes 10. Now some of you have learned to just cross that 0 out and then on top of that number write the number. That's fine. Either way is fine. So 10 take away 2 is 8. 4 take away 3 is 1. Now we have 3 take away 8. Can you do it? I hope you said no. So we need to go to the 1000s place, the digit before it, borrow 1. So 7 take away 1 is 6. And then that leaves us with 13. 13 take away 8 is 5. Then 6 take away 3 is 3. 3 take away 4. I can't do that either. So I'm going to go to the 100,000s place, or the digit to the left, borrow 1. 6 take away 1 is 5. Add that 1 to that number, or write it on top like I did earlier. And then we have 13 take away 4. That's 9. And then don't forget the 5. We still have a 5 here. 5 take away, there's nothing there. So the number is 5. And then we go to our end here, and we're going to count by threes for our period. 1, 2, 3. And here's where your comma would go. So it's really important that you line up your digits appropriately when the numbers are written horizontally. Okay, so let's try this one. Now tomorrow we'll be estimating and then actually subtracting. The reason we want to estimate first is just to make sure we're close to our answer. If our answer is totally different than our estimate, then we might want to try it again, and we might want to be sure that we estimated correctly as well. So for this one, I'm going to estimate to the nearest 10,000, since this number here is 10,000. So we have 400. It's going to be either 5 or 6. What do you guys think? So it's going to be 4, and it's going to be 60, and then 1,000. And then here it's going to be either 3 or 4. So we go to the neighbor. It's going to be 4. So it would be 40,000. So if we subtracted, we would get about 420,000. All that means is that our answer should be about 420,000. If you got a totally crazy different number, you know that something's wrong with your math. So now let's subtract. So I always start with my ones. So 2 take away 0 is 0. 1 take away 0 is 0. 9 take away 8 is 1. Boy, so far this one's easy. Then we have 6 take away 7. Darn, I can't do it. The top number's smaller than the bottom. So I'm going to go to the digit before, which is the 10,000s, and I'm going to borrow 1 or take 1 away. and then add that one that I borrowed to that number. So now we have 16. 16 take away 7 is 9. Okay, and then we have 4 take away 3, which is 1. And then don't forget the 4. 4 take away, oh, nothing is there, so it's like 4 take away 0, which is 4. Now look at our answer and look at our estimated answer. Those are pretty darn close. So I think that this answer is correct. Okay, now you give it a try. So pause the video and you give it a try first. Okay, so the first thing I did was estimate each number or round each number to estimate the answer. So here I said, is this going to be 14 or 15? And I looked at the neighbor and it was a 6, so we had 15. And then is this number here going to be 11 or 12? And I looked at the next number, 5 or more, add one more. So I made it the 12. So my estimated answer was 3,000. And then when I actually did the math, this was my answer, which again is very close to my estimate. So I'm assuming my answer is correct. So if you just take a minute, I did 9 take away 4, which is 5. I could not do 5 take away 8. So that's why I borrowed 1 from the hundreds place here, and I added that to the 5 there. So now we had 15 take away 8, which is 7. 5 take away 5 is 0. 4 take away 1 is 3. Now 1 take away 1 is 0. I do not need to write the 0 in there. So my answer is 3,075. Okay, now subtraction across zeros can be very tricky. So everybody put those listening ears on and look and listen carefully. So I'm going to start by, well, let's start by estimating again. So we're going to round each number. So I'm going to round to the nearest 100 here. So that's going to be 400,000 minus, it's going to be 1 or 2. What's it going to be? If you guessed 2, you're correct. So 400,000 minus 200,000 is 200,000. So my answer, if I'm close, should be about 200,000. So now let's subtract. 1 take away 2. I can't do it. But can I borrow anything from a 0? No. So I'm going to go to the next number. Can I borrow anything from that 0? No. You can't borrow anything from a 0. So I'm going to go to the next number. Can I borrow 1 from the 7? Whew, finally. So 7, the thousands place. I'm going to borrow 1. I have 6 left. Now I have to send that 1 over. I'm just going to erase these arrows here. I have to send that 1 that I borrowed over to the 0. And that makes that number 10. But I'm not done yet. I still have to get back over here. So I'm going to borrow 1 from that 10. And that becomes 9. And then I'm going to send it over to the other 0. Okay? But I'm not done because I need to send it over here. So I'm going to send that 1. I need to borrow 1 first, and there's 9 left. And I'm going to send that 1 over to the 1 there, making it 11. Whew, that was a lot of work. But now I'm ready to subtract. 11 take away 2 is 9. 9 take away 5 is 4. 9 take away 6 is 3. 6 take away 4 is 2. Uh-oh. 0 take away 8. Can't do it. So I'm going to borrow from the 100,000s. And I have 300,000 left. And I'm going to send that 1 I borrowed over to the 0. So we have 10 take away 8, which is 2. And 3 take away 1 which is also 2. And then 1, 2, 3. And we put our comma. So our answer is 222,349. We are in the ballpark. It's close to 200,000. In fact, if we rounded this number to the nearest 100,000, it would be 200,000. But that was a lot of work, guys. If you don't know your subtraction facts, you need to start working on those so that we can work through these problems quickly. So, okay, subtraction experts, now you're going to give it a try. Take your quiz. Be sure to write the problems down in the quiz in your notebook so you can do the work. Be sure you're lining up those numbers correctly, and be prepared to show your work for the math video quiz problems tomorrow. Good luck. Have a good night.